Look closely at the rim of this dark basalt vessel. It's hard igneous rock, carved with perfectly concentric circular cuts, and it was made around 4000 BCE, long before the invention of the wheel, let alone steel tools. Artifacts like this are catnip for internet conspiracy theorists. You'll hear claims that these cuts required advanced laser technology, or that ancient Egyptians must have been gifted high-speed machining tools by an extraterrestrial civilization. The truth is much more grounded and far more impressive. The ancient Egyptians didn't rely on magic or otherworldly interventions. They built their civilization through deliberate, systematic engineering from the ground up. We can decode exactly how they manufactured their technology, structured their society, and eventually synthesized their own gods by examining 3 specific physical objects they left behind. To understand how the longest-lasting empire in history manufactured its power, we have to look past the Great Pyramids and get down into the dirt. Our first object is this simple, black-topped clay pot. It belongs to the Nakata culture, a predynastic people living along the Nile before pharaohs existed. When archaeologist Flinders Petrie unearthed thousands of these unrecorded clay pots, he couldn't accurately date them, so he invented a statistical method called sequence dating. By categorizing pots by shape and material, he arranged them into a relative chronological order. This timeline tracks a transition. Early pottery starts as flat, utilitarian bowls from small-scale farmers in egalitarian clusters. As pottery becomes intricate, the data shows these clusters condensing into a strict, pyramid-shaped hierarchy. Ceramics serve as a proxy for a maturing social structure. The mass production of luxury goods is the physical proof of labor division. For these to exist, one group had to harvest a food surplus to feed a second group of specialized craftsmen, all under the direction of a third group of managers. This social stratification was the very first tool they engineered, a human machine designed to support an elite class. That brings us back to our second object, the hard basalt jar. Once that elite class established itself, they demanded exclusive luxury goods that simple clay couldn't satisfy. Egyptian craftworkers engineered the twist-reverse twist device, a wooden shaft weighted by heavy stones, ending in a hollow copper tube bit. But the copper doesn't cut stone. Craftsmen feed dry quartz sand beneath the spinning metal, creating tiny, diamond-hard teeth that grind away rock. Modern experimental archaeologists have recreated this process. To hollow out a single small stone vase requires 10 to 40 hours of lung-destroying, bone-rattling physical labor. The secret behind these perfect artifacts isn't an alien laser beam. It is the existence of a ruling class capable of organizing and commanding extreme, specialized human labor on a massive scale. Fast forward 3,000 years, Egypt is now ruled by a Greek pharaoh, Ptolemy I. His empire is geographically unified, but deeply fractured between Greek settlers and the native Egyptian population. Ptolemy realized a crucial administrative limit. Physical engineering and military force can conquer a territory, but they cannot secure long-term loyalty. To keep the empire together, he needed political engineering. So he commissioned a panel of leading Egyptian priests and Greek scholars. Their job was to invent a completely new composite god. Our third object is the result of that committee, the deity Serapis. To execute this theological merger, the committee took the authority of the Greek Zeus and the underworld power of Hades, mixed in the resurrection attributes of the Egyptian Osiris and the sacred Apis bull, and combined them into one unified figure. Serapis was the ultimate piece of political technology. He was a manufactured cultural glue designed in a boardroom specifically to hold a fractured empire together. The cult of Serapis dominated the Mediterranean until the year 391 CE, when a violent Christian mob besieged his magnificent temple in Alexandria, shattering the idols and reducing the complex to these silent ruins. We often look back at ancient Egypt through a lens of mysticism, assuming they possessed supernatural secrets. The reality is simpler. They relied on deliberate design and a disciplined organizational willpower. Whether they were using loose sand to grind through solid basalt or drafting a new theology to pacify a continent, the ancient Egyptians didn't wait for greatness. They systematically manufactured it.